Oh, God. Just transfer your public integrity. That one I can't forget.
I'm not sure what the number for that is. I don't know what it...
Isn't it Lisa Smitkamp's, Lisa Smitkamp's Public Integrity Unit? You're telling me that...
Okay, well, I don't know what that unit is. What is your question?
Miss 5250, crazy for justice. Okay, so this call was made back in February. It was about 11 a.m. To the district attorney's office, and I had been, declared incompetent to stand trial, which is a bunch of bullshit. And I knew that this call wasn't going to go anywhere, but actually, no, you heard it. You heard it. The district attorney has no idea what's going on. Thursday, February 9th. Oh, God, it's my sister's birthday. I have to call her. I'm going to text her right now. Well, we're on hold.
District Attorney's Office.
Yes, I have a question, and I need to be transferred to the Public Integrity Unit. But my question, I'm sorry, I have a medical condition, MCI. It's mild cognitive impairment from chemotherapy. My question is on the tip of my tongue. Oh, God. Just transfer your public integrity. That one I can't forget.
I'm not sure what the number for that is. I don't know what it...
Isn't it Lisa Smitkamp's, Lisa Smitkamp's Public Integrity Unit? You're telling me that... I'm recording this call,
Okay, well, I don't know what that unit is. What is your question so I know where to direct you to?
My question is, does an oral motion for PC 1368 have to list the substantial evidence? There has to be some, it doesn't have to be, pages and pages. It could be a couple sentences, but the substantial evidence of doubt must be expressed in order to meet the legal burden of proof if you're not doing a formal motion, because in a formal motion it would be plain to see. But on these oral motions, there quite a lot of them are being filed.
Okay.
And cases.
Is this a case that's against yourself?
Yeah, well, they dismissed the case, against myself, and I still do not know the substantial reason that...
You have a DA case number?
M19923620, and they dismissed it.
One more time,
I'm sorry.
Too fast.
M19923620, and this doubt was declared the day before the election, where Jordan Wamhoff got elected Madera County Supervisor, and he's the fucking cop that stole my phone. And he was standing out there a week later when I got put on a 5150, and there was no, again, the substantial or the legal burden of proof written down on that paper doesn't satisfy it. But on the motion, on this motion that was filed on November 7th, it only says doubt. The judge declared doubt, but it does not give any specific reason.
What is your name?
My name is Lynn Owens. And Tiffany, and I have a YouTube channel.
Our office can't provide legal advice.
You're not, this is not legal advice, ma'am. This is not legal advice. This is not legal advice. It is about, because there's a bunch of them. I'm not the only one. I looked on January 10th. 8 people got declared incompetent to stand a misdemeanor trial. 8 people?
Okay, that would have been
the... that's one day. In one day, ma'am. In one day. 8 people. And I've looked up all of the things, and they all just say doubt. Only doubt. So it's not just me. It's not about my case. That's just an example of where it happened one time. I have looked up and seen where it happened more than one time on one day. So it's happening every day. And that's a big problem. In my case, it connects politically, and maybe to some of these other people too, because I'm making noise and trouble for Jerry Dyer. So maybe some of these other people get hemmed up on a misdemeanor and then get deemed incompetent to stand trial. That's a big issue. And if I don't get a call back from someone in public integrity, I will just take it to the San Francisco. I will take it to Sacramento. You people you don't want to give people discovery. That's like common knowledge among lawyers. Fresno DA is slow with discovery.
Direct this question to your defense attorney.
No, I don't have an attorney. The case is dismissed. I don't have an attorney. Everything's over.
Okay, well then it's who represented you at the time.
I know, but it's not. I'm not asked. This is a public records request about substantial evidence or these oral motions are not. They don't even type one line of a reason in the court record, and that is it's about the burden of proof. My question is about burden of proof that the court has to. Well, if you don't want to,
and you can direct that question to the courthouse.
Well, I will, I guess. But
okay, all right. Well, have a good day.
Well, I can't. Nobody wants to answer no fucking questions. My God. Okay, Fresno, you guys heard it. The lobby person doesn't know what a public integrity unit is. And I'd like to point out that the person answering the phone is probably a legal secretary. She's not just somebody there that has no clue or has no ambition to, get to a higher point in that organization. So I don't understand, unless, that's their job, the gatekeepers, to prevent you from, getting past them. And so, they just hang up on you. She just hung up on me. And that is tracked. All of our phone systems track. They know everything. They know who hangs up first. So maybe we should start doing some public records requests on that, on how many hang-ups that these people have, where they hang up first. People at call centers know better than that. You don't hang up first. They hang up first. Okay, but I digress. We have much bigger fish to fry here. This that you're looking at now is from the University of Washington, Department of Psychiatry and Behavioral Sciences. I can't read that right now, but you guys can. But it is a very, very good video about this subject. And, a very scary topic it is. So look at this little chart after the evaluation. If you're found incompetent and committed for restoration, yes, they can commit you. Await available state hospital bed while in jail or on bond. And then we have, admission and ongoing restoration in a state hospital until they determine, you're ready to discharge and you are appearing competent and, you're on your medication that they have prescribed for you. So if you're competent, then you return to the jail and then to court. If incompetent, examine time standards and consider. And if you're still incompetent, examine time standards and consider probate commitment. So then you would go to your case disposition or commitment hearing, release prior. So I encourage all of you to check the, mental health laws in your state, because it's very scary, scary shit. And you have less rights than a convicted criminal. And also, there, I didn't get any, you know, restore my competency so that I can handle this minor trespass. First offense, ridiculous BS. I understood the charges against me. I didn't understand why resisting the secondary charge was put first. But I've noticed that that's common, that's the way they do it. But nobody knows why. None of the lawyers could answer that question. And, that's a small thing, but, you can't resist until they're arresting you for something, right? So, I don't know if they do that in your county or not. It is the, oftentimes the greater charge, the, charge that holds more time, it's more serious. And in this case of resisting, delay, obstruct. But it's all under 148, which, also is physically resisting. Some states have that separated out. You can passively resist, and that's, you don't get the violent thing on your record, because the cop don't know. 148 is, trouble. That means trouble. They start with the officer safety paranoia that, they're going to get hurt or something. So, the mental health aspect of it already makes the person more at risk to being shot by a cop. And, and you add they've resisted. I mean, the cop just assumes the worst, right? Putting the secondary charge first, in my mind, that demonstrates bias right off the bat against, the defendant, the accused, the person's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Okay, so, the court papers or court records that are going by, I'm putting that in a different video, going over that a little more in detail. I just wanted to get this out there about, the Public Integrity Unit and all of these, the weaponization of mental health, basically, and the fact that Lisa Smitkamp is not holding the Fresno Police Department accountable for anything. Example, in this case, my video is missing. The victim, or, the Goldstein's video is missing. And the only video available is from this cop, or, and his partner Wilson. And there's 8 videos, 8 of them. So they're turning their body cams on and off, and Lisa Smitkamp does not care one hoot about that. Or that the narrative matches the body cam video, because it so obviously doesn't. I wonder why that is. Could it possibly be because Lisa Smitkamp, endorsed Jerry Dyer from day one, from the get-go? Yeah, Dyer and Smitkamp endorsed each other, back and forth. And Andrew Jans, the guy who ran against Dyer for mayor, is now our new city attorney. So that photo there kind of, I don't know what was going on there. I'm trying to wrap this up. This here is, attorneys held accountable. I pulled this off of DirectD's website. DirectD is an auditor out of Phoenix, Arizona, and he has been going through the court processes and publishing all of that. And I'm bringing that up because none of my attorneys wanted to go after these cops, and I think that is why they start playing a lot of these games. The courts, they're really, really trying to protect these cops. Now, Dee had a record. I did not. But they're pulling the same bullshit games. So I think that should be our focus is what's happening in these courtrooms. And getting cameras back in the courtrooms. Because they're doing this shit to everybody. They're doing it to everybody, people. And the reason that, it went to, I wanted it to go to Lisa Smickham's Public Integrity Unit is because of these people involved. They are all prominent players in Fresno. Big-time players. Scott Miller, Jeff Wolpert, the owners of Neighborhood Thrift, AP, Armor, and all those guys. And so, obviously the timing, not just location, the timing that I was arrested was right after, Jerry Dyer announced that he's going to be mayor. And so when Jordan and Wamhoff showed up, and I'm recording, and I'm bad-mouthing Jerry Dyer, well, so they had to get my phone, but none of the lawyers, my phone is irrelevant. So, I don't know. I don't know. But this, the one that started it all, Stacy Dwyer, who did the citizen's arrest, she's going by Beach now, I guess. And she does now work for Firestone Walker. They do that 805, whatever. And she flat out lied to 911. And, nothing has happened to her. And why has nothing happened to her? Because there's two sets of rules for, you are either in the club or you're not. And that's why we always film the police. And you probably want to consider live streaming or multiple devices. Believe me, I learned my lesson. Be well and be free. Anyway, remember, always phone the police, people. Thanks to everybody who's still watching. Be well and be free.